What's up, everybody? Emerald Void here, welcoming you to this mini series, I guess. I don't really know what to call this. Just a follow up video to the Tachiyomi video that I made some time ago. If you haven't watched that video yet and you don't know what Tachiyomi is, I'll have a title card up in the corner and you can just click that title card. It'll take you to my video where I do my in-depth review on Tachiyomi. So, being Tachiyomi related, I figured it would be cool to point out a couple of manga that I'm currently reading. So let's flip on over to Tachiyomi. Alright, so here we are in Tachiyomi, and the series that I'm currently reading is Golden Kamui. I actually got recommended this series by a friend. He's like, dude, you should totally read it. And I was like, well, what kind of manga is it? And he's like, oh, he was explaining it, and I'm like, I don't know. That doesn't sound like a manga that I'm really would be interested in. But I started reading it. I'm only on chapter 35. There's currently 233 chapters. And I'm on chapter 35, and I've got to say, I love it. So, Tachiyomi has it tagged as an action, adventure, comedy, drama, historical, mature, mystery, seinen. I would agree with all of those tags, actually. Lot of gore. So, looking at the info here, I'm using Manga C as my catalog because since the last time I did the tutorial, I haven't actually added any more catalogs to my desktop Tachiyomi. On my actual phone Tachiyomi, I have quite a few added. I actually need to delete some because there's some I just never use. So let's check out a chapter of. So there is the cover art for chapter 1. So here is just a panel from one of the mangas, one of the chapters. This chapter 1, and it's just grotesquely. I mean, this is mild compared to some of the stuff that happens later. But I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Let me take a minute and restructure. Okay, so I guess instead of like jumping into the manga, I'm not really good at manga reviews. I've never really had to review a manga, but I really just kind of wanted to do what I'm currently reading and stuff that I would suggest. So Golden Kamui, the description is in Hokkaido, the far northern lands of Japan. Sugimoto survived the Russo Japanese War of the Meiji era. Nicknamed Invincible Sugimoto, they call him Immortal Sugimoto in the manga, like the translation that I'm reading. But nicknamed Invincible Sugimoto during the war, he now seeks the riches promised by the gold rush in hopes of saving the widowed wife of his now deceased comrade from the war. During his hunt of gold, he finds hints of a hidden stash of gold by corrupt criminals, partnering with I'm probably going to butcher this, Anu girl. Sounds really weird. That saves his life from the harsh climates of the north. They venture into a survival adventure to race against the criminals that seek the hidden stash. And this should not be called Golden Kamui. This should be called Cooking with Sugimoto and Friends. There is a lot of food in this manga for some reason. I don't really know why. I'm not complaining. It's just every time I read it, I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, I'm hungry now. Because like they just go into such detail about how to cook the meat and what vegetables to use and like what broth and like a running joke in the manga is Sugimoto likes miso, and the girl that he is with has never had miso because she lives in a rural village, basically out in the middle of nowhere, and she calls it a soma. And in their language, a soma means shit. So through the whole thing, every time he breaks out he always has miso somehow. He always has his medical, or not his medical, but his military, like what is the word I'm thinking of? Mess kit full of miso somehow. And every time he breaks it out, she's like, "Oh, you're gonna put shit on it? Oh, that's so gross. Oh, who eats shit?" I mean, they don't say shit; they call it poop. But whatever. So it is historical. It does actually it actually breaks down some stuff about Japan at this time. Um, and I actually really like that. I don't actually read a lot of like historical mangas. Granted, they do take a little leeway with it. It's not 100% historical fact. Like this, obviously they've got to write a story, but normally the little boxes that they'll put in the corners that are like, and during this period in Japan, blah 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 happened, or during this time the Hokkaido wolves were hunted to extinction. Stuff like that actually happened, and I think that's really cool. The comedy's funny. The action, what action has happened so far? Because I'm pretty early in. I'm only on chapter 35 of 233. The action is fucking awesome. It's got the animation, the art style is amazing. It's a fantastic manga so far, and I highly recommend it. I don't want to go too in depth with these because, especially for this particular series, one, I haven't finished reading it all, so I don't want to spoil anything for people who may want to check this out. And two, you know, like I said, I really don't have a format right now on how I should review manga and what mangas that I should review. So I'm actually reading two mangas at the moment. Both of them are ongoing. One has just got a little bit more on it than the other. The other manga that I'm reading is called Shumatsu no Valkyrie. It's also a seinen supernatural fantasy drama action. It's mostly action. Um, very very little drama, and it's like over the top craziness. The story begins when the gods call a conference to decide whether or not to let humanity live or die, and settle on destroying humanity. But a lone Valkyrie puts forward a suggestion to let the gods and humanity fight one last battle as a last hope for humanity's continued survival. 13 gods will fight against 13 human champions in one on one battles to decide whether humanity lives or dies. So on this cover right here, that is Zeus and Adam, as in Adam and Eve. That fight was amazing. Probably second favorite fight in the series, and that's tough because this fight was really fucking good. This manga, it's ongoing. There hasn't been a chapter in in a while. 3520 was the last chapter. I'm not really a fan on the fight that's going on right now. I don't really want to spoil this because this is pretty new. But the fight that's going on right now, I'm not particularly a fan of. But I am when this does not have an update, I'm reading Golden Kamui, and then when this gets an update, I read this, and then go back to Golden Kamui. I'm not sure if I want to continue reading this right now. Like, I want to continue reading it, but I'm not sure if I want to wait and let some chapters get done where I can just like plow through it. Because when I started reading it, there was like 23 or 24 chapters, maybe 25. There's only been like 2 or 3 updates on this since I started reading it, and I started reading it like 2 months ago. So the updates are really, really infrequent. Like 2/4/20, 3/5/20. C2 came out on 2/4/20, 1/2/20, and then 12/5/19. So you had from 12/5/19 to 1/2/20 before there was an update. So I mean, it's roughly a chapter a month ish. Sometimes you get them a little early, sometimes they're a little later. It's got a very sporadic update, and I'm not sure if that's just a like a manga C thing, like manga C takes a minute to get them out, or if that is an actual like release thing that they just don't have that consistent. You get it on this same day of the month every month. But I would definitely recommend this as well. Now, if we're scoring these mangas side by side we'll say out of 5, from what I've read of Shimatsu no Valkyrie, I would give it a 4 out of 5. Because it's really, really good. But there have definitely been the first fight wasn't impressive, and the fight that's going on right now was not impressive. But the fights in the middle have been really good. And then Golden Kamuy, I would also give it. I would probably give it a 4.5 out of 5. There's not as much action so far as like Shimatsu, but they're also two completely different like styles of seinen in 2 different series and two different types of action. This is over the top action, whereas Golden Kamuy is more grounded in realism. Just gonna say one thing about Golden Kamuy. Hichikata is a fucking boss. Um, but I would definitely recommend both of these mangas. I'm actually reading them now, and I definitely recommend that you guys check these mangas out. If you guys want to see more of this kind of thing, let me know in the comment section below, and next time I do a video like this, I will have it a little bit more organized. I just kind of I wasn't sure what kind of format I wanted to go with, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about both of these mangas or just one of the mangas, or if I wanted, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about manga that I'm currently reading, manga that I've read, but I decided to go with what I'm currently reading just because I just wanted to kind of, you know, test the waters and see what you guys thought about this style of video. But if you'd like to see more, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to make it happen. I'm not sure how regular these are going to be, put out, because now that I'm kind of invested in Kamui, I'm the type of person that like it's hard to read 2 ongoing series at the same time. But the reason why I'm able to do it with my 2 current mangas is because Shimatsu comes out so infrequently and takes so long that I can read Kamui because there's so many chapters of Kamui out. There's like 200 and something chapters, so it's like I can read that in the downtime while I'm waiting on Shimatsu. But anyway, I think I've rambled on enough, guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to us. Let us know in the comment section down below if you liked the video. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay up to date for when we do any type of series, whether it's this or something else. I'm Emerald Void, and before I go, I've just got one question for you. Are you feeling nostalgic yet?